Attorney Tolentino.
Thank you for this Kangaroo court.
Session suspended.
Thank you for this Kangaroo court. Thank you for this Kangaroo court.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So let's just go back to points that have already been established. Number one, the statement that you issued were false. You admitted it and you apologized for it last hearing. Number two, you mentioned that your source is from Senate. And Celis, Mr. Celis, the law that you have just stated that you sought to use to protect your right and not to reveal your source apparently has been ruled cannot be applied. So therefore, I'm asking you again, dahil may kinalaman na may mabigat po ang kinalaman ang repercussions nito You're talking about interparliamentary relationships between the House of Representatives and between the Senate. And none other than the Senate President has already issued a statement about this. So I don't think you see the gravity of the statements that you have issued between both houses in Congress. Now, Mr. Celis, for the last time, please identify your source.
Mr. Chairman, may I be allowed to answer?
Mr. Chair, this is the fourth time I asked Mr. Celis this question. And every time I asked him his question, ang laki ng introduction, wala pa rin yung sagot. Pwede po ba this time, pag pinagbigyan natin siya magsalita, sabihin niya na po yung pangalan?
Kasi kung mag-introduction lang kayo, tapos i-cite nyo na naman, dinisalaw ko na. Sabi ko na hindi namin kayang tanggapin yung SOTO law for this particular issues. And we provided the basis for that too. Sa mga binigkas yung provision, doon ko mismo hinugot ko yung argumento namin. Ngayon, kung hindi ko yung sasagot, we will not allow you anymore. Kasi nagre-request si Congressman Suarez ng kasagutan, pangalan ang kailangan niya.
Okay. Mr. Chairman,
magbibigay ba po kayo mo ng pangalan o hindi?
may I request that I be allowed to confer with my legal counsel, please?
Oh, they're right beside you. They can confirm.
Yeah. May I request for at least a 1-minute conference with them?
Please.
Okay. Mr. Chairman,
Session
may I be recognized
issues.
again, please?
Okay, please proceed.
In our constitutional democracy, only the courts can interpret the laws, not Congress.
Okay.
So I will not answer that question because I believe Congress does not have the right to interpret laws.
Okay.
It is with
Mr. Chair.
Congress to pass laws, but not to interpret laws.
Salamat po.
I take back my statements previously.
Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
the Honorable Toby Chanco is recognized.
Mr. Chair, in the sense of fairness, since we really want to know the source, para malaman natin kung ano talaga yung pinagkakalat nito, would we allow Mr. Celis, Eric, to reveal the source in executive session? Would the chair allow?
Yes, Eric. It's an executive session, an option for you. There's a suggestion by the Honorable Toby Chanco of Navotas na kung ayaw niyo po sabihin sa harap ng camera at sa publiko, okay lang ba, executive session? We will call for executive session now. Para lahat ho ng options ay binigay na po namin sa inyo. Eric.
That would be very dangerous for other media practitioners present here because it will create a very dangerous and negative precedence on the protection of source provided by law. I will refuse still. Your Honor, due to
Salamat
respect.
po.
Mr. Chair,
Po tayo. The Honorable Toby Chanco is still recognized for a follow-up question.
No, I just wanted to manifest that the reason that we're suggesting an executive session is to show na tayo naman, hindi naman tayo na binibigyan natin siya ng pagkakataon na i-reveal. Kung talagang gusto niya pangalagaan, at least an executive session. But it seems ayaw niya pa rin po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, it is very clear that Mr. Celis does not want to answer the question to reveal the source, whether in this inquiry or in executive session. So therefore, Mr. Chair, under Section 11, the power to contempt, letter E, grounds for contempt is for a resource person refusal to answer any relevant inquiry. Actually, Mr. Chair, Mr. Celis has already violated two provisions of Section 11. The first one, acting in a disrespectful manner, and the second one, which is very more important rather, is his refusal to answer the question in a relevant inquiry. On this note, Mr. Chair, I move to contempt, to cite for contempt Mr. Celis for on these two grounds under Section 11. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any objections from any member
Mr. Chairman.
of this committee? There being no objections, on a unanimous vote, the Ka-Eric is cited for
Mr.
contempt.
Chairman, may I be recognized?
May I ask the Sergeant of Arms to please take the
Mr. Chair,
Ka-Eric.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman.
can we request the Sergeant at Arms to practice his responsibility after the hearing? Because there's still other details that...
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Yes, the point of order, the Honorable.
The motion was for Mr. Celis to be cited in contempt. And I think there's supposed to be a second motion.
There was a second.
Yes. No, the motion should be for him to be detained. Where? Because under our law, the contempt of the committee shall be deemed contempt of the House. The person cited in this section may, upon order of the committee, be detained in such place as the chairperson or acting chairperson may designate. In other words, we have to decide where to detain him and for how long, Mr. Chair. That's supposed to be the second motion.
Mr. Chair, I believe with regards to the duration, it will be up to this committee to decide, and of course, to Mr. Celis, kung kailan po niya sasagutin yung tanong natin, and then maybe we could lift the contempt. But as long as hindi pa niya sinasagot yung tanong natin, the contempt will remain.
Mr. Chairman, final statement before niyo po ako ikulong.
Mr. Chair, I move for
Can I have a final statement, please? Before po ako magpapakulong, I request the committee.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In an earlier motion, Mr. Chair, we have already approved to cite for contempt Mr. Celis. On this note, Mr. Chair, I move to detain him in the premises of Congress as per our rules on Section 11. So move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion. To the seconded, the chair objection. The motion of the Honorable is, okay?
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the committee, may be given 1 minute, please.
Chairman, in relation to the motion,
Oh.
can I have...
Because this is required.
The Honorable
Two-thirds for the voto.
The Honorable Paduano is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, ang point of inquiry lang, kasi we are not allowed to have a detention for indefinite period of time. So we have to establish how long. And the lifting of such detention will depend on the members of this committee, of course, with the cooperation of the person in contempt. So we have to establish how long, because we are not allowed to detain indefinite based on So many jurisprudence, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Honorable Akop is recognized.
yes, there is a decision by the Supreme Court that we cannot detain a person indefinitely. And therefore, may I move that we come up with a definite period for detention insofar as Mr. Celis is concerned. For violation of paragraph C of section 11 of the rules.
Hindi, nakalagay doon, 10 days na oh. 10 days. 10 days na nakalagay. 10 days lang. 10 days to rin.
The Honorable Akop, would you like to make a motion?
May I move that Mr. Celis be detained for being cited in contempt for violation of section 11, paragraph C, refusal to answer any relevant inquiry by the members of this committee for a period of 30 days.
Mr. Chairman? Hindi ko pa sinan.
He will go on break on December 30 unless he files a motion for reconsideration. We have done this in the different committees already. in
Mr.
this Congress.
Chair,
There's a motion. The Honorable Pimentel.
the reason why we cited Mr. Celis for contempt is because he does not want to answer
The question.
the question. That is precisely why he violated paragraph C. So why will we give him a timeline? Kung kahit na hindi pala siya sumagot, papalabasin natin si Mr. Celis. The reason why we cited him for contempt, gusto nga natin nasagutin niya yung relevant inquiry natin, nasagutin niya kung sino yung source niya. So I believe that we should not give a timeline, Mr. Chair.
After
Mr. Chairman,
fighting
Mr. Chairman.
the jurisprudence, Mr. Chair, I submit to the wisdom of this committee.
Mr. Chairman,
Suspended pa, wala pa.
Session resumes.
Mr. Chair,
Okay, before I acknowledge the Honorable Pimentel, the due process was given to the witness and he was allowed to speak. And he cited his grounds why, as a matter of fact, we gave him so much airtime that he manifested his refusal to the question of the Honorable Suarez 4 times. And so, that being said, the Chair would like to call the Honorable Pimentel to manifest his the motion on the time frame.
Mr. Chair, I would like to amend my previous motion. Therefore, Mr. Chair, I move to detain Mr. Celis, for he was cited in contempt until the adoption of the committee report at the plenary session, Mr. Chair. So move.
Okay, so that is also an amendment to the motion of the Honorable Akop early on. There's a motion amending the motion of the Honorable Akop. Any second? Seconded? The Chair hearing no objection, the Chair adopts and approves the motion of the Honorable Johnny Pimentel. So the Sergeant of Arms is hereby directed to enforce the decision of this committee.
Mr. Chair, can I make a comment, Mr. Chair?
Session suspended. Attorney Tolentino.
Thank you for this Kangaroo court.
Session suspended.
Thank you for this Kangaroo court. Thank you for this Kangaroo court.
Yes.